It's been well over 2 weeks since the world lost Ermias Askedom, better known as Grammy-nominated rapper and entrepreneur Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle was gunned down in front of his own marathon store on the corner of Slauson and Crenshaw, deep in the heart of South Central Los Angeles. Even after he's been laid to rest, after the celebration of life that has taken place inside of the Staples Center in Los Angeles, the world still mourns and filled with sorrow over the tragic loss of this beloved human being.
Yeah, it messed up, man. It's fucked up, you know. Like, what I was reading first was Nipsey Hussle got shot. I ain't know that Nipsey Hussle was dead till I was like Googling and shit. Like, I'm Googling shit saying that Nipsey Hussle dead. I'm like, what?
And even though a lot of information has come out since then, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it still doesn't feel like he's gone. But that just tells y'all the dude had such a strong spirit and was especially humble. I peeped that when he was being interviewed by Tariq Nasheed along with his female co-host Layla and Bree on Ism Radio, which, for those that don't know, is the source of that clip where they were talking about Dr. Sebi, which has since gone all the way viral even hours after Nipsey's death.
Why isn't that like the no disrespect, like Rosa Parks? We all know about Rosa Parks didn't get up from her seat. That's an honorable example of, you know, somebody from our history.
Yes, indeed.
Sebi going to court and proving that he cured AIDS.
Absolutely.
Come on, why we don't know about that?
Absolutely.
And you know.
And he just died mysteriously down there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you know how they play.
Oh yeah.
You know, niggas was tweeting me, Hussle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down. I say, niggas better ride for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't pray, ride for a nigga.
Yeah, that's it.
You see, a lot of the hip hop today has become so polluted with whack ass so-called rappers. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Kodak Black. That a lot of the real rappers tend to go off of the radar of the general mainstream hip hop listening public. I kind of hate to admit that I kind of slept on Nipsey as he was coming up. After his Ism interview, I listened to his new album, Victory Lap, which turned out it was a fantastic album. And it still is a dope album. But even then, it almost seems like I wasn't giving Nipsey Hussle much of a chance. I've become so disillusioned with today's hip hop that pretty much anything that sounds remotely the same as what's on mainstream radio, I just was not willing to give a close listen to. In the case of Nipsey, it had to take me listening to that Victory Lap again, days after his death, to fully realize what the man was all about. He has that West Coast vibe that many people before him had, like a Tupac, like a Too Short, like a NWA, like a Snoop Dogg, hell, even like The Game. But it's enough where you can tell that he had his own style. He's right up there with Kendrick Lamar, who also, of course, happens to have a feature on his album, the 5th track entitled Dedication. What I've gathered from all this was Nipsey was never a dude that wanted to leave behind his roots in order to obtain fame and success. Whereas that's simply not the case for a lot of different people trying to make it in the rap game. He rep his set every chance he got. Hey, that's how it's supposed to be. And he's also done a lot for the community that, regardless of whether you're a celebrity, a public figure, or otherwise, let's just face it, a lot of people just don't feel like it's necessary to do. He has earned respect from the many people whose lives he's touched in some way, shape, or form, whether through his music, his philanthropy, or just simply talking to the brother, having a normal conversation. Nipsey knew how the game was to be played. He has certainly followed the Master P blueprint, who himself has been giving many tributes to Nipsey on his Instagram page. Go check it out if you haven't already. A lot of people are hurting with this untimely death of Nipsey Hussle, and it's all thanks to one man. One man who is a known informant, a known snitch. a man who certain people are going out of their way to protect. A man that is just simply a bitch-made nigga. And that man is Eric Holder, aka Shitty Cuz.
Let that sink in. His alias is Shitty Cuz. Nigga, your alias is shitty. That says enough right there. They saying this nigga's a rat. They say this nigga snitched on the streets, and Nipsey just didn't want that nigga around him, bro. And Nipsey Hussle was just like, hey, get the fuck around. You know, I don't want your kind around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is, man. When you sign up for that life, you know, it's just a certain set of rules you gotta abide by. You see what I'm saying? And
of course.
Out here, motherfucking, just talking to authority and shit.
Nipsey found out that it was a bitch ass, snitch ass nigga in the crew. And Nipsey was like, you know what? I just don't fuck with you no more, cuz.
Hey.
And then basically fake cuz got mad and decided to just pop the nigga.
When you that type of nigga shit, it's like, why I get mad? Cause you got caught out on this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You out here doing fuck nigga shit, you get caught out on. You get mad for what though? You see what I'm saying? You smoked an icon not only in the Rolling 60s faction of the Crips, but you smoked the entertainment icon. You smoked the icon of Los Angeles. You killed somebody who was doing a whole lot for the community and everything. You killed a philanthropist, bro.
There's been many conspiracy theories over the past week about how this could happen without him getting hemmed up by the streets. I mean, come on, this dude did a military-style assassination on Nipsey Hussle. 4 shots to the body, 1 to the head. And then he got in a getaway car with allegedly his girlfriend being in the driver's seat. So he had a 48-hour head start. And then he ended up getting arrested near a crazy house. How the hell was he able to get away with that in the middle of Crenshaw and Slauson? You know them LA streets, word travels fast. Everything about this stinks to high heaven. Even the fact that former O.J. Simpson case prosecutor Chris Darden with his coon ass is representing this son of a bitch as a lawyer. But hey, coon cliques gotta stick together, you know?
I know a lot of people like, stop with the conspiracy theories. Stop with the conspiracy theories. It wasn't the government. It was just hating ass niggas. I mean, I get it. But guess what I'm really thinking? I think it really was them folks, because guess what kind of message they trying to send across BHB? The message that they trying to send is either A, be a dumbass nigga, and if you do get some money, fuck it off, spend it on jewelry, money, and women. But how dare you, you black nigga you? How dare you spend money and build up the community? How dare you bring up the community? How dare you try to do something righteous with this money that we gave you? And in his case, it wasn't even the money that they gave him, because Nipsey was one of the biggest independent artists, man.
He published most of his work with TuneCore. He screenshotted how much he was making off of TuneCore royalties, bro. And it was up in there.
And guess what? He complained about that. He called out the fact that you gotta have 18 million goddamn streams just to make 12 G's. Nipsey broke it down, like he showed how many streams it takes just to make 12 grand. And when I looked at the numbers, because I am a little bit good with math, what I figured out is he was like, damn, even with the streaming game, now that the streaming game is popping, they have figured out a way to rip us off with the streaming game. You know that? That's why I do feel like maybe somebody had him knocked off. It could have been some gang shit, or it could have been some government shit. I will stand by what I said, which is I think the government has something to do with that. Because you know what they don't like? Period. White supremacy does not like niggas that are independent. They like you as long as you're a coon. As long as you're a coon,
Rose said
and
it.
as long as you're sucking and jiving and saying yes a boss, no's a boss, yes ma'am, no sir, they love you.
I'm gonna tell you what Rose said. White man fear a nigga with free mind. That's what Rick Ross said. White man fear a nigga with a free mind, bro.
When you have free money, that's what they're scared of. That's what they don't like. Guess what a black man with money can do? As a black man with money, you can buy anything you want.
Exactly.
You can own anything you want. And guess what the thing that they're really not, guess what? They ain't even tripping off of that. Guess what the secret ingredient is? As a black man, when you have money and power, you can fuck any woman you want to. Whether she's black, white, Asian,
Man,
Hispanic,
money equates
or
to
even
power.
Indian.
That's why they say money is power. Money equates to power, man. They fear us, trying to come up economically. Hence what happened to Tulsa. Like a Black Wall Street in Tulsa. Despite all that, we can't let that discourage us for trying to come up economically. Of course, a black man with money is dangerous. Because what's worse than the black man, was then more dangerous than the black man making money? The black man keeping it. You know what I'm saying? We get money and then we spend it. That's our first problem. I know it's for experience myself. Because you know me, I like to, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was blowing my money on. Shit.
And me, I like to drink, so I get you.
So it ain't how much we make, it's how much we can keep, bro. It's how much we can sit on.
But even with all this madness going on, none of it is going to bring Nipsey back. You gotta feel for Lauren London, their son Cross, and their extended families, as well as many people out there in LA and all over the world who love this man's music and just love the man himself. The one thing I hope we can all take away from this is to keep the marathon going. And I don't mean just his clothing store. I'm talking about the many examples, the positive examples that Nipsey has provided to us over the years as it relates to owning our own and not letting those outside of our community have a lot of influence on building our own. Definitely want to send a shout out to Nick Cannon, who offered to finish what Nipsey has started with this Dr. Sebi documentary. And by the way, I would encourage all of you to research Dr. Sebi and don't just take at face value what all different sort of articles, and including his Wikipedia page, had to say about him. Nipsey Hussle was certainly a rare breed. He was one of the real ones, and he will certainly be missed. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
I think that when you really feel like you got something in you, right? You know that's of value. It hurt more to just not address it than to fail trying. If you know what I mean by that? Right. Like if you just got a hunch that, man, I can really do this. I think I'm good enough to do this, and you don't pursue it. That's more of a strain and a torture than to pursue it and not get the results you want. Because at least you went after it and you tried it. You know what I'm saying? The truth is that what you identify in yourself is not limited to just you. I think everybody got the capacity to tap into their purpose. You know what I'm saying? Right. And their God-given greatness. And so when you hear words like legendary and great, my intention is not to say that I'm better than nobody. It's that, I really mind myself to that level to where I got I got past the resistance and the doubt and the holding back to where I could get into my real purity of my contribution. Right. And I think that all of us, if we willing to go on that journey and that ride, personally, we could tap into that. You know what I mean? So I think just going through the process, like really falling on my face, failing, getting set back, and not quitting and going at it. It evolved your wisdom, it evolved your perspective on it. And you start to realize, like, damn, I was really in my way the whole time. It wasn't nobody stopping me. It wasn't nothing external. It was just a perspective that you can't just think it. You gotta experience it. You gotta go through the process, and then you learn from your path that you walk. Like, oh, I get it. Damn, it's deep, but it's really not. You know what I mean? I just accepted it. I don't think I was like, oh, I'm great. I think I accepted that that's the nature of us. That's who we are. You know what I mean? That's our natural nature. Then we got things that we import fear, we import doubt, we import, limitation. That's not natural. Kids believe if they jump off the bed, they're gonna be fine. Then they little babies. If they think something, they gonna get it. That's why they cry when they don't get it. Because in their mind, whatever they think is supposed to come to them. They get taught doubt, and they get taught limitation, and get taught fear. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you gotta reverse that as an artist or as a creative, and just accept, like, you can do anything. It's really in you.